Good morning, everyone. This is Ricardo Joyce, and in today's video, this is another episode of Day in the Life with Ricardo Joyce. I forgot what episode this is now because the last time I recorded a video was when I was in Stellenbosch, which is near Cape Town. So anyways, I'm in Durban today. I'm going to be going to a hotel to check in, but I'll be leaving on Tuesday. So I want to share my experience and what I'm gonna do throughout daytime with you guys. So yeah, we're entering downtown Durban to pick up somebody so that we can go to church together. Yeah. Personally, I don't think I can see properly on what I'm recording. Can you guys see properly if you're watching this video? Because I think it's the sunrise. The sunrise that's on the mountainside by where I was staying in Stellenbosch. But anyways, yeah, the reason why I'm not used to the sun here now, it's because the sun sets by the beach in Cape Town, unlike here where the sun rises at the beach in Durban. So yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have left church at around 12 o'clock. But then again, I'm still trying to locate this hotel that I'm supposed to be staying in, but it's not actually a 5-star hotel. You know, in Stellenbosch, you won't find much skyscrapers unlike Cape Town. But yeah, Durban is so big, even though Cape Town is bigger. So that's the beach. I'll tour that for you tomorrow. Yes. Okay guys, we're going inside reception now to check in and we'll go to our room. I just want to see how the reception looks like. Wow, for a 3-star hotel, it's actually prestigious. But let's check in first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have checked inside our room inside the hotel called the Pavilion Hotel. So I'm assuming this is supposed to be the switch for the light for this one, for that one, which is nice when we need it at night. Every time I'm home alone, I always keep the curtains closed because I don't like too much of light, especially if the sky is blue or if it's so sunny. But if it's cloudy, but if it's mostly cloudy, then yes, I don't mind if the curtain is open. But yeah, I'm not gonna reveal what's on that paper. And this is the menu that we have for room service. So if you want breakfast in the morning, you can have these. If you want burgers, here it is. If you want salads, here it is. If you want pizza, here it is. If I was alone, I could have ordered pizza and everything, but I'm with my mom, so I gotta adjust to the limit. Which reminds me, there are limits for, you know, whatever you wanna have. Actually, there are limits for the package you have chosen. So You get main meals, toasted bread, vegetarian meals if you don't want to eat meat, and you have curries. And then there's more. There's platters. There's extras charged at a price. Then you have dessert if you wanna have something sweet. Forgive me for my camera lens. It's just that I don't have a new phone, and my phone isn't that new. There's television if you want to watch television. But then again, I really don't watch much of television nowadays. You have a fridge. One thing that sucks about this hotel is that they don't provide us with water. Unlike the B&B that I was at the beginning of February and end of January. So yeah. Then you have complimentary coffee and tea. Then you have a chair if you want to sit down. Here's a mirror if you want to look at yourself to look good. You have a bathroom. It comes with complimentary soap and shampoo. There's also, a shower and towels if you want to wipe yourself after showering. I think I need to go and buy my own soap and toothpaste so that I can brush my teeth the moment I check out on Tuesday. And yes, I'm recording this video on a Sunday. That's why at the beginning of the video, I did say that we are going to church. So yeah. Let me rest for now and I'll see what I will do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, whilst my mother and her friend are, having a little chat, I decided to come down here just to taste the cheese roll, which is 35 Rand. Let me just taste it now. No cheese pull, but it doesn't matter. The roll is crunchy, I like that, and it's also soft even when it's warm. I don't expect it to be hot. Now let me not use utensils and see if I can get a cheese pull, the internet's favorite. I love it, and it has the perfect taste. Even the cilantro makes it taste even better. So even if you have high blood pressure like me, I would recommend you eating this at least once in your life, not every day, because of the cholesterol that a roll has. Otherwise, this is good for you. So awesome. I'll give a rating when I'm back at my room. I even like the cilantro on this. In this economy, the cheese roll is actually well priced from a three-star hotel. I recommend you guys to come to Pavilion Hotel so that you can enjoy the menu. Everything is reasonably priced and top notch. Thank you. And let me go back to my room now. Hey guys, again. The time now is 20 past 6 as the time of recording. So I just wanted to mention that I ran out of battery before I could continue recording, so I had to charge it. So what I did was that I headed outside and I just read the magazines and I was just looking over the skyscrapers to remind myself of how much I miss Durban. The weird thing about Durban is that the elderly generation, they literally greet you in their language as a black guy like me. And I'm not, and I don't mean to be racist. This is not meant to be racist, but yeah, the older generation who's African like me, they will literally greet you in Zulu because in Durban, majority of the black people speak Zulu. And I actually did not speak Zulu growing up. I grew up speaking a lot of English because up until I was 9 years old, I had gone to a special school. But then again, you're not really going to understand if I tell you the history behind it. Um, so yeah, um, people always found me weird. Some even thought I was British, and some think I'm American because I speak English a lot. I've even gotten comments from the locals here saying that I'm a coconut, which I am not. It's fine though. Um, Anyways, the meal was good. I'm gonna give it 34 out of 35. Why not 35 out of 35? I didn't want to say anything bad to the chefs and all, and I didn't want to make them give me something extra, just to make them give me a good review. The reason why it's 34 out of 35 was because of the first cheese pull with the fork and knife. Um, it wasn't there, but when you bite into it, it's much better. Otherwise, everything is good. Mwah. Um, I'm sorry for turning the camera around, but then again, I'm still deciding on what I'm gonna have for dinner. So let me show you something, guys. In some hotels, you can actually call for room service, but if you want it on a tray, it's going to cost you 15 Rand extra. But for drinks, we got it at the nearest spa, which is like a supermarket, and we got 7 Up. I'm going to decide on what I'm going to get quickly, and when it comes, I'll show you. Okay, everybody. Um, I have used a tripod a bit earlier when I was trying out the cheese roll, which is a light meal to keep you a little bit full if you were still hungry. I'm not sure if I can put it like that. That's what I was using to record my food inside the restaurant a bit earlier on. So yes, that's about it. Then again, I'm gonna have dinner now, and I want to taste how they prepare the chicken. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten a full chicken, which is like 8 pieces, with salad, some chips, fruit salad with ice cream, and 4 rolls. If you were to get all of this, it's 195 plus 75. I think you'd pay around 270 Rand. But since we had to get it delivered here, we paid 15 Rand more. So I think it's 285 Rand. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I had to move the fries aside somewhere so that I can use this as a plate. There is some cutlery, but I'm not gonna eat with it. So let me try the chicken. It's lemon and herb, by the way. They had many other basting options, but I decided to stick with lemon and herb. Let's see how this one tastes. It's actually pretty good. I like it. At least the ingredients that they've added on lemon and herb taste more organic, unlike the Nando's sauce, where it's artificial and they have too many of the. I can't describe it, but you'll get the idea. Let me give it a second bite. Even the chicken is fresh and soft, although some will say it's been stored for a while. To be honest, I think it's fresh from what I taste. I'll give this I'll give this 19 out of 19 because of how it's tasting. I will try the fruit salad a bit later, but let me finish off the chicken, or the 2 pieces that I've had, then the rest of the chicken that I've shown you now. I'm gonna save it for breakfast. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave a few pieces of chicken for my mother, and I'm gonna taste a bit of the salad. I love the basting inside the salad. I could eat this all day, even if there's no basting. But it has a bit too much of acid, so I'm going to give it 17 out of 19. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I'm going to be having before I rest for the day is that I'm going to be having a fruit salad, which contains, I think, cantaloupe, watermelon, pineapple, and ice cream. And this was 75 Rand. Trying it now. This cantaloupe is so good. I enjoy cantaloupe. But I wish I could try the whole fruits for you guys, but that will be in a future video. Last bite. Only difference is that I ate the ice cream a little bit too late because it's melted. Um, Otherwise, if the ice cream was actually frozen, I would have given it 70 out of 75. But for my rating, I'll give it 55 out of 75. And now, guys, I'm gonna rest for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Again, it's around 7 a.m. and this is the breakfast that my mother brought for me. I'm a little bit tired, but I had to wake up eventually. So what I have here is I have fries, eggs, baked beans, mushrooms, sausage, and toast, and a tomato. So it's a little bit similar to an English breakfast. I wish I could make an English breakfast for you in real life, but it's okay. Let me place butter on toast, and then we'll taste it. I'm gonna try this hack that I keep seeing on YouTube. Let's see if it works. The hack kind of works, but not totally. Kind of works. And let me spread the butter on toast, and we'll start eating. I have spread the butter on toast, and I just want to taste everything first, then I am going to place everything onto the bread, starting with the sausage. This mutton sausage was good. In fact, it is good. Cooked to perfection, and it has a little bit of a kick in terms of spice, which is what I like. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 7. Anyways, here is baked beans. Let me try them. The baked beans are a bit soggy, but that's because it's cooled down. Not a problem. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 7 stars. Next up, the mushrooms. It's seasoned well, cooked to perfection, and I love it. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 7 stars. Next up, the fries. 7 out of 7 stars because you've seen how many fries I've eaten in my past videos. Let's try the scrambled eggs from this hotel. Let me taste it again. It's not seasoned well, it's a little bit rubbery, but it's also edible. I'll give it 3 out of 7 stars. Now let me put everything on the bread. Okay, I've managed to place everything onto the toast. Now let me taste it. At least when you put everything into a slice of bread, you can taste all the elements that was cooked. So I'm going to give this 12 out of 7 stars. And the toast itself, it's soft. I don't need this toast to be hard, which is what most restaurants and hospitals do. And yes, it's so heartwarming. Toast must be soft. It shouldn't be too hard to eat. So the toast itself, I'm gonna give it 8 out of 7 stars. They just need to improve on the eggs. Otherwise, everything is good so far. I didn't review the tomato because it would be a bit weird to review a tomato. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now that breakfast has been eaten, I'm gonna go take a shower. Then I'm gonna just chill for a while or do a little bit of what I must do inside my hotel room. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go down to the beach and I will just check the beach, basically. But then again, I need to be careful that I don't drop my phone into the water because someone could push me and not give me the money for a new phone. Yeah. I'm also thinking of having ice cream by Milky Lane or Wimpy, because I know at this beach there is either a Milky Lane or a Wimpy. I think I'll go for Wimpy ice cream since it's much cheaper and it's much more tastier that way. Yeah. I'm glad that my mother didn't park the vehicle onto the street because we could have been hijacked. But yeah. Let me just go take a shower. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to go to the beach, but it turns out that it's windy at the moment. That's the first thing as to why I'm not gonna go to the beach. Secondly, I checked the weather forecast and it turns out that it's going to rain later on, by the late afternoon. I will show you whether it's going to rain for real or not, because I could have gone to the beach a little bit tonight if I could, but I'll see if it's going to rain or not. So, guys, we had gone to go get lunch um, by one of the local restaurants here in downtown Durban, and we were stuck in traffic because the taxi drivers were stopping on the side of the road just to drop off passengers, which the Metropolitan Police officer could get the taxi drivers arrested for. I pray that the taxi drivers do not put a contract on me, meaning that they murder me for that. You know, guys, there's two kinds of lift. You have the classic one right here, and you have more of a modern one. But I like to choose a classic one. I want to show you how it takes you down. If you don't see a mirror or anything, then you cannot open it. But since it does, we can go in. Just be careful not to bang this door. Press wherever you want to go. And let's go to the ground floor. The butler guard thingy will close. It takes you down. Voila, you're downstairs. As soon as it's 30 minutes later from now, the time now is 7 minutes past 5. I will then see if it actually rains or not, according to the weather forecast. Yes. Alrighty then, guys. Officially, it's actually raining in Durban. But it's fine. Even if I did want to go to the beach, my phone could have been pickpocketed by the street thugs and stuff. So whenever you're in Durban, be careful of them. Yeah. Wow. That's one of the cons about staying in Durban, that it rains a lot anytime it's summer or fall, or if you're not American, you'd call it autumn. Yeah. I see some boys playing soccer. I would go watch them, but I just want to sit at reception and do what I need to do. Then I'll go back inside. I'll go back into my hotel room. Yeah. Another thing about hotels is that it needs to meet a certain standard where if it's a 3-star hotel, 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel, and so on, your hotel will be graded as such. And whether it's going to be seen as expensive or cheap. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. Yes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. This is my last night in downtown Durban, and I will be going back home. But anyways, This is a nice view where you can see the beach, but I don't think there's anybody at the beach at this time. Not just because it's at night, but because it was raining by 5 p.m. until 6 p.m. Yeah. So it was raining moderately, if I can put it like that. But then again, there's some progress in the construction, and it's much better than some other towns and some other cities. But yeah, I wish I could stay in Durban for a month. Well, most likely in town and experience how is it like, because where I'm currently staying is on the outskirts of Durban. I'm not gonna say where because it's a little bit confidential. Yeah. The next time I'm gonna record after now will be when we get our dinner. The only difference is that the dessert is the same as last time. Yeah. Let me stop recording before I get assassinated by the taxi drivers here in Durban. Ladies and gentlemen, on my last night here in this hotel, before I go home, um, this is the perfect vegetarian pasta that I wanted to have, but I can see carrots, and quite frankly, I don't like carrots that are cooked, unless if it's in a savory rice or in frozen mixed veggies that contains peas, corn, and green beans. That's the only time I can eat cooked carrots. But if it's any other time when it's cooked, I can never eat cooked carrots because it's too sweet and hot at the same time. But please don't judge me for that, because generally I do eat carrots mostly when it's cold or if it's in a salad. Yeah. Let's taste this now. I love this cheese pull. I love it, but let me give it a second bite. Provided that I don't get. Okay, I got a carrot, which is what I don't need. Somebody will say to me, but carrots are good for your eyes. Yes, they are, but not when carrots are hot. I love the melted cheese. In the future, I'll try to use a tripod when I'm eating. This was 95 Rand. So I'll give it 100 out of 95. Just like the grade of petrol in South Africa called ULP 95, unleaded petrol. I'm sad that petrol prices are going up due to the war in the Middle East. Let's hope we don't get another version of 9/11. And YouTube, please don't give me a copyright strike for this. and I will speak a bit later. Good morning, everyone. Again, this is the third and final day I'm recording this video. So I am going to be leaving this hotel today. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go to Suncoast Casino, and I want to test my gaming skills, and then I will show you how did I do. I'll even explain to you how to play this video game in the arcade, because I know that Suncoast Casino has an arcade where you can play games. Of course, this video is not sponsored by the Pavilion Hotel. This video is not sponsored by Suncoast Casino. It's just that let's call it a reward kind of thing. And as you can see, there's construction going on. That's about it. I could go check out the beach, but I don't think I'm in the mood today. So I will just wait for 10 o'clock, because I have to check out by 10 o'clock, and what can I do? I can call InDrive to take me to Suncoast Casino, because I'm not familiar with central Durban, because I don't visit central Durban on a regular. So yeah, I'm going to have to find a street where the driver for InDrive can meet me, or he will send me a message alternatively. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am here at Suncoast Casino, which is next to Moses Mabhida Stadium in downtown Durban. So I got this card, which is in replacement of the tokens, because we're going digital now. So these are the multiple games you can choose to play. Of course, this video is not sponsored by Suncoast Casino, and I don't think they'll ever sponsor me. So there's also wonderful games that I would try. So you have to tap the card and credits will be taken. You only get tickets if you win or you reach a certain level. And then you get the idea. When you get to Suncoast Casino, but it's not the casino, it's the arcade this time. And I saw multiple nostalgic arcade things like Terminator and The Walking Dead and some other things I don't get. And once you have enough tickets, you can exchange your tickets for a price that you want, provided that you have the sufficient amount of tickets. Sorry, I didn't mean to record her because I don't want to invade her privacy. I pray that I don't get into trouble. The bigger prices are obviously more expensive. You can obviously you cannot get them for cash. You have to provide the tickets. That's the arcade logic. You also have spin the wheel and everything. But let me tell you something now. These games are rigged and they're just trying to get you to spend money and to make you get entertained. They're not basically helping you. And some of the games are for kids. There's also Monopoly. I should have chosen Monopoly. Anyways, I decided to go for MotoGP and let's see how I do. I had also played this game when I visited Cape Town for the first time, but at Grand West Arena. It said I'd won 20 tickets, but I think I forgot to claim them. But yeah. Then there's this game. This game is complicated to get 100 tickets. So yeah, some of the games I don't really understand that well. But it's no big deal. Like I said, these games are rigged. They're designed to make you lose and all that stuff. I waited for the tickets, it didn't show up. But it's okay. To get 100 tickets, it's almost impossible. You just need to time it right and all that stuff. Then we have Dance Dance Revolution, which is the Japanese arcade games kind of thing. And it's so complicated to get a high score. And next up, we have shoot the hoops from NBA. That one isn't complicated. You just need to have good throwing skills in order to get more tickets. Your goal is just to beat the high score, which was 101. For the first attempt, I got 43 points as a score. Then again, my second attempt was 39, which is not bad because I'm not used to arcade. Then my third attempt was 20, which I did bad, but it's fine. Then this was my nightmare, trying to win a prize. I wanted a phone, but I couldn't get it, so I gave up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've arrived here at Suncoast an hour ago, but I couldn't show you much of how it looks like inside. But yeah, I think you'll know why. Anyways, straight ahead, you can see Moses Mabhida Stadium. It's a local soccer stadium where it was one of the stadiums where the FIFA World Cup in 2010 was played. I was 7 years old, and on that side, that's Kings Park Stadium. That stadium used to play the African Cup of Nations, but it was in 1996. I was not born in 1996. It's now a rugby stadium. So, yeah. A lot of people now come to this stadium, and even international celebrities will come to this stadium just so that they can perform songs. If you know how many celebrities have come to the stadium to perform, then you know. So yeah, I'm gonna go back inside the casino and see if I can try to win that phone. If I fail, then it's fine. I will then have to accept defeat. After eating, I'll just cruise around the area, and then I'm gonna go home just to get an idea of what Suncoast Casino offers. Yes, guys, I just went inside a restaurant, and this samosa cost me 10 rand, which if you convert it to Indian rupees, it will be shown to you on the screen. But if you have been to India, anybody, do you think samosas are meant to be at that price in India or something? Because I've never visited India before. So yeah, a samosa at this size is literally 10 bucks. But if you go to Cape Town, I think if it's 50% bigger or 60% bigger than this size that I'm holding, this samosa would actually be 10 bucks. I'm not gonna taste it for you because you know how samosas taste like. I only showed you this samosa because I wanted to complain how expensive it is, but that's because it's a tourist attraction. There's nothing I can do. Yeah. Okay, guys, I have made it back home. Anyways, there's nothing more for me to say. This is the end of Day in a Life with Ricardo Joyce, but from Sunday to Tuesday. So, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment for future ideas on YouTube. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.